Hey everybody, welcome back. It's day 3 of our jaunt through A Raisin in the Sun. Thank you all for getting your assignments in. Those of you that did, most of you did. A few of you still have to get that one in from yesterday. So if you didn't do it, please go back to previous assignments and see if you can click on it and get it in. I think I have to open it back up. Some folks haven't done anything or done very little. And I guess if that's you, you're not watching this video either. So talking to the wrong people here. But encourage your friends to get it all done. Hey, Maddie, thanks for the coffee. Now I can do the video. Say hi to everybody.
Hey guys.
Oh, it's cold, Maddie. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll drink it. Thanks. Thanks, love. All right. She's my IT person. Okay, so we left off yesterday with Mama talking about her husband who loved his children. Now, he may have had faults. He may have been a little wild with the women and this and that and the other, but he loved his children. And I'm emphasizing that for a reason. He loved his children. But he also wanted to be somebody. He wanted to break out of the situation he was in, just like Big Walter, just like Walter. Big Walter and Walter. Walter Lee is the son. Or so he's died, Big Walter, right? And this check is coming for $10,000, which we checked on Google yesterday, and it said it'll be worth over $100,000 today. So this big check is coming tomorrow, and all the characters in the play have a dream. Right? All the characters in the play have a dream, and this money is both giving people hope for that and causing tension because even $10,000 can't go can only be spread so far, and everybody can't get their dreams with that money, right? And we do know Walter's dream of wanting a liquor store was his real dream is to be successful and get out of the situation he's in, but he wants to do that by opening a liquor store. And we know Mama's dream, which she just told us, is to get a house, right? They moved into this apartment all those years ago when they got married. Walter's in his 30s, so you know it was at least like 40 years when they got married and had planned to stay not very long. They were going to put money away little bit by little bit and move into this house on Morgan Park. And it just didn't happen. Their dreams got deferred. They got waylaid, like happens to lots of folks, um, especially folks that are in impoverished situation. So Ruth is kind of trying to encourage that without seeming like she's encouraging that. She's also saying something's going wrong between her and Walter, and he needs something that she can't give him. He's broke inside, he needs to fix it. Okay, so let's pick up right there. And Benita, we know she's going to go to school. She's in school to be a doctor, and Mama wants to continue that, give money to pay for school one day. All right, so Benita's coming back in, brushing her hair and looking up to the ceiling where the sound of a vacuum cleaner has started up. So it's in the morning, right? They're rushing to get to the bathroom, and then someone upstairs is vacuuming the apartment above them. What could be so dirty on that woman's rugs that she has to vacuum that every single day? I wish certain young women around here who I could name would take inspiration about certain rugs in a certain apartment I could also mention. How much cleaning can a house need, Benny? Just listen to her. Just listen. Oh, God. If you use the Lord's name just one more time, oh, Mama, fresh, just fresh as salt, this girl. Well, if the salt loses its savor, now what will, now that will do. Right, now that's a reference to um, the gospel. Well, if the salt loses its savor, now that will do. I just ain't gonna have you around here reciting the scripture in vain. You hear me? How did I manage to get on everybody's wrong side just by walking into a room? If you weren't so fresh, that means sassy, smart alecky, talking back, um, cynical, mean way she's acting to her parents, to her mom. Ruth, I'm 20 years old. What time you be home from school today? Kind of late. Madeline is going to start my guitar lesson today. Mom and Ruth looked with the same expression. Your what kind of lessons? Guitar. Oh, Father. How can we done take it into your mind to learn to play the guitar? I just want to, that's all. Lord, child, don't you know what to do with yourself? How long is it going to be before you get tired of this now? Like you got tired of that little play acting group you joined last year. And what was the year before that? the horseback riding club for which she bought that $55 riding habit that's been hanging in the closet ever since. Hey, you got the flintstone from one thing to another, baby. I just want to learn to play the guitar. Is there anything wrong with that? Ain't nobody trying to stop you. I just wonder sometimes why you has to flit so from one thing to another all the time. You ain't never done nothing with all that camera equipment you brought home. I don't flit. I experiment with different forms of expression, like riding a horse. People have to express themselves one way or another. What is it you want to express? Me! And Mama and Ruth look at each other and burst into the rock. It's just outlandish laughter. Don't worry, I don't expect you to understand. Who are you going out with tomorrow night? George Murchison again? Oh, you getting a little sweet on him. You ask me, this child ain't sweet on nobody but herself. Express herself. They laugh. Oh, I like George all right, Mama. I mean, I like him enough to go out with him and stuff, but what does and stuff mean? That's Ruth trying to, get her in trouble, right? Mind your own business. Stop picking at her now, Ruth. And then Mama stops and thinks for a second and says, what does it mean? Oh, I just mean I couldn't ever really be serious about George. He's so shallow. Shallow? What do you mean he's shallow? He's rich. Hush, Ruth. I know he's rich. He knows he's rich too. Well, what are the qualities a man got to have to satisfy you, little girl? You wouldn't even begin to understand. Anybody who married Walter could not possibly understand. Now that makes Mama mad, right? What kind of way is that to talk about your brother? Brother's a flip. Let's face it. Let's face it. And Mama to Ruth. What's a flip? She's saying he's crazy. Not crazy. Brother isn't really crazy yet. He's an elaborate neurotic. Hush your mouth. As for George, well, George looks good. He's got a beautiful car and he takes me to nice places. And as my sister-in-law says, he is probably the richest boy I will ever get to know. And I even like him sometimes. But if the Youngers, that's their family, if the Youngers are sitting around waiting to see if their little Benny is going to tie up the family with the Murchisons, they are wasting their time. You mean you wouldn't marry George Murchison if he asked you someday? That pretty rich thing? Honey, I knew you was odd. No, I would not marry him if all no, I would not marry him if all I felt for him was what I feel now. Besides, George's family wouldn't really like it. Why not? Oh, Mama, the Murchisons are honest to God, real live, rich black people. And the only people in the world who are more snobbish than rich white people are rich black people. I thought everybody knew that. I've met Mrs. Murchison. She's a saint. You must not dislike people because they well off, honey. Why not? It makes just as much sense as disliking people because they are poor, and lots of people do that. A wisdom of the ages manner to Mama. Well, she'll get over some of this. Get over it? What are you talking about, Ruth? Listen, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm not worried about who I'm going to marry yet, if I even get married. Mama Ruth at the same time say, if? Now, Benny. Oh, I probably will. But first, I'm going to be a doctor. And George, for one, still thinks that's pretty funny. I couldn't be bothered with that. I'm going to be a doctor, and everybody around here better understand that. Of course, you're going to be a doctor, honey, God willing. God hasn't got a thing to do with it. Beneatha, that just wasn't necessary. Well, neither is God. I get sick of hearing about God. Beneatha, I mean it. I'm just tired of hearing about God all the time. What has he got to do with anything? Does he pay tuition? You about to get your fresh little jaw slapped. That's just what she needs, all right. Why? Why can't I say what I want around here, like everybody else? It don't sound nice for a young girl to say things like that. You wasn't brought up that way. Me and your father went to trouble to get you and brother to church every Sunday. Mama, you don't understand. It's all a matter of ideas. And God is just one idea I don't accept. It's not important. I'm not going out and be immoral or commit crimes because I don't believe in God. I don't even think about it. It's just that I get tired of him getting credit for all the things the human race achieves through its own stubborn effort. There simply is no God. There is only man, and it is he who makes miracles. Mom absorbs this speech, steadies her daughter, and rises slowly and crosses to Beneatha and slaps her powerfully across the face. Whack! After there is only silence, and the daughter drops her eyes from her mother's face, and Mom is very tall before her. Now, you say after me, in my mother's house, there is still God. There's a long pause, and Beneatha stares at the floor wordlessly. Mom repeats the phrase with precision and cool emotion. In my mother's house, there is still God. In my mother's house, there's a long pause. Walking away from Benita. Too disturbed, too upset, too flabbergasted. Can't believe what she just saw, what she just heard from her daughter. There's some ideas we ain't gonna have in this house. Not long as I'm the head of this family. Yes, ma'am. Mama walks out of the room. Almost gently, Ruth, with understanding, says to her, "You think you a woman, Benny, but you're still a little girl. What you did was childish. So you got treated like a child." I see. I also see that everybody thinks it's all right for Mama to be a tyrant, but all the tyranny in the world will never put a God in the heavens. She picks up her books and goes out. Ruth goes to Mama's door. Hang on 1 second, baby. Goes to Mama's door and she said she was sorry. Now, we know she didn't say she was sorry, right? She didn't say that. She's trying to fix the situation. Coming out and going to her plant, Mama says, "They frightens me, Ruth, my children. You got good children, Lena. They just a little off sometimes, but they're good. No, there's something come down between me and them that don't let us understand each other, and I don't know what it is. One done almost lost his mind thinking about money all the time, and the other done commenced to talk about things I can't seem to understand in no form or fashion. What is this changing, Ruth?" Soothing her. "Now, you taking it all too seriously. You just got strong-willed children. It takes a strong woman like you to keep them in hand." Looking at her plant and sprinkling a little water on it. "They spirited all right, my children. Got to admit they got spirit. Benny and Walter, like this little old plant that ain't never had enough sunshine or nothing. And look at it." She has her back to Ruth, who has had to stop ironing and leaned against something and put the back of her hand to her forehead. Remember how she was feeling? Well, they thought she was going to faint earlier. You, you sure loves that little old thing, don't you? Well, I always wanted me a garden like I used to see sometimes in the back of the houses down home. This plant's close as I ever gonna have one. Wow, I can't read. This plant as close as I ever got to having one. She looks out the window. She replaces the plant. Lord, ain't nothing as dreary as the view from this window on a dreary day, is there? Why ain't you singing this morning, Ruth? Sing that "No Ways Tired." That song always lifts me up so. She turns at last to see that Ruth has slipped quietly into a chair in a state of semi-consciousness. Ruth, Ruth, honey, what's the matter with you? Ruth! All right, hang on 1 second. All right, thanks. I just had to take care of something real fast. We're back. Mary's here with me. Mary, come say hi. Gotta get up on the couch and say hi. All right, so we knew something was going on with Ruth, right? We knew it. There she is. We knew something was going on with Ruth. Oh, can you see her right here? Stand up straight. All right, we knew something was going on with Ruth. Oh, here, let's do some acting. All right, Mary, get up there again. You gotta act out for us. Come on. All right, so Ruth is feeling faint. She's feeling faint. She's like this. And then she passes out. Can you do it? Perfect. And Mama turns around. Ruth, Ruth, honey, Ruth, what is it? And then she comes over. She starts doing CPR on her. Then gives her rescue breath. And more CPR. And then an elbow. All right, all right. Okay, so all that doesn't happen. Let's see what did happen. Oh, Mama said, "Ruth, honey, Ruth," and went over and see what's wrong with her. So, any ideas what's going on with Ruth? There are some clues that they've dropped for you, but it's one of those things that you might not figure it out, but after you find out, you're like, "Oh, I should have known," right? So that foreshadowing things, foreshadowing when they insinuate things and intimate things early, and then later you find out, "Oh, that's what that was all about." Okay, good job, baby. Okay, so let's say this is 13 minutes. Let's keep going a little bit. Let's keep going a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Okay, okay, that's enough. All right, so let's pick up. Let's keep going. Scene two, act two. If you think you know what's going on with Ruth, raise your hand. What do you think it is? Oh, she must have read this before. She knows it's a vampire sucking out the blood. Okay, get off the bed. Okay. All right, scene two. It is the following morning, Saturday morning, and guess what happens on Saturday, supposedly? The check is coming. And house cleaning is in progress at Youngers. Furniture has been shoved hither and yon, and Mama's giving the kitchen area walls a washing down. Beneath in dungarees with a handkerchief tied around her face and spraying insecticide into the cracks in the walls. As they worked their radios on, the Southside disc jockey program was inappropriately filling the house with a rather exotic saxophone blues. Travis, the sole idle one, is leaning on his arms, looking out the window. Now, I got so carried away with doing CPR and rescue breath on my girl here, I didn't mention some of the things that happened. We see that Mama clearly runs that household. Right? She's still the mama, and we said that yesterday. She's okay. Go ahead. She's a strong woman. She runs that household. Um, Benita, even though she's 20, and I've got a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old, but the 20-year-old and the 19-year-old think they're grown too. You know, they think they can talk any way they want to their parents, and they can say whatever they want to, and they can do whatever they want to, and um, there are no rules anymore. And that's just not the case, especially if you're living in the house. And she is living in her mama's house, right? But you're not grown at 20. When you're 20, you think you're grown, but you're not. And when you're 30, you realize, man, I was still a kid at 20. And every year after that, you realize that you always think you know more than you do. You always think that. You know, here I am 53, thinking I know what I'm doing. I'll probably find out when I'm 63, I had no clue, or I had a little bit of a clue. You know, all I'm saying is you're not grown at 20. You're not growing at 14 to 15. You know, you think, oh, I'm getting older. And you are getting older. And you are beginning this journey of self-actualization and self-realization, understanding where you fit, and this job of becoming. You got to get on the couch if you're going to be seen. And this job of becoming is hard.
Hi, Pete. Who is this, Hamlet?
This is A Raisin in the Sun.
Where has that book?
This is Miranda's class, yes. Right.
Hi, Miranda. Hi, Miranda's friends. Oh. Who's watching? Who's the little people that
freshman.
knows?
You say hi to Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Say hi to McKaylee.
Hi, McKaylee.
I don't know, Tosh.
Hi.
May.
Hi, May.
Cameron.
Hi, Cameron.
Elise.
Hi, Elise.
Catriona.
Hi,
Catriona. All the pages.
All the pages.
Grace.
Grace.
Oh no, you can't be on camera like that. No. And everybody else is in the class.
Okay. Hi, everybody else in the class.
All right.
Say hi to Emily.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, we're messing up our video here. Okay, and Benita, she says she's dating this guy, George Murchison, who's rich. And the youngers are excited with the prospect of her marrying him because, you know, you want your kids to be not successful. You want the kids to be secure. Wow, could not come up with it. You want them to have security. And so she marries into a rich family, you know, she's going to be taken care of. But she calls him shallow. He doesn't appreciate her wanting to be a doctor. She thinks he thinks she should be in the stereotypical, this is the wife, she stays at home, takes care of the house, he's the husband kind of thing. And she doesn't want to marry him. So she has a strong goal of being independent and being a doctor and then think about stuff like that. But she's also looking for something, right? She's looking for something that she can't find. She keeps flitting from one thing to another thing to try to find that piece, that hole, to fill that hole inside of her. Don't know what that hole is. Maybe it is religion. Maybe it is spirituality that she's pushed away. Right? Maybe that's what she's looking for. Maybe something else. And we'll see that play out with Benita and George and another guy who comes to court her. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm so distracted by what the little ones. I can't even talk. Okay. Travis. Grandmama, that stuff Benny's using smells awful. Can I go downstairs, please? Did you get all them chores done already? I ain't seen you do much. Yes, I'm finished early. Where did Mama go this morning? She had to go on a little errand. She looks at Benita. That's a conspiratorial look, like she had to go on a little errand. Where? To tend to her business. Can I go outside then? Oh, I guess so. You better stay right in front of the house, though, and keep a good lookout for the postman. Yes'm. He starts out and decides to give his Aunt Benita a good swat on the legs as he passes her. Leave them poor little old cockroaches alone. They ain't bothering you none. He runs as she swings a spray gun at him both viciously and playfully. Walter enters from the bedroom and goes to the phone. Look out there, girl, before you be smelling some of that stuff on that child. That's right. Look out now, he says. I can't imagine what it would hurt him. I can't imagine it would hurt him. It never hurt the roaches. Well, little boys' hides ain't as tough as Southside roaches. Hello? Let me talk to Willie Harris. He's on the phone. You better get over here. That you get up. You better get over there behind the bureau. I seen one marching out there like Napoleon yesterday. Hello, Willie? It ain't come yet. It'll be here in a few minutes. Did the lawyer give you the papers? There's really only one way to get rid of them, Mama. How? Set fire to this building. Good, good. I'll be right over. Where did Ruth go? Walter? I don't know. Mama, where did Ruth go? To the doctor, I think. The doctor? What's the matter? You don't think? Now, I ain't saying what I think, but I ain't never been wrong about a woman neither. So I tell you what, did I give you an idea what she's talking about? Went to the doctor. I ain't never been wrong about a woman. You don't think could she be pregnant? Beneath the phone rings, Benita. Hello. Well, when did you get back? And how was it? Of course I've missed you in my way. This morning? No, house cleaning, all that. Mama hates if I let people come over when the house is like this. You have? Well, that's different. What is it? Oh, what the heck? Come on over. Right. See you then. She hangs up. Mom, who's listening vigorously as is her habit. Who was that you inviting over here with this house looking like this? You ain't got the pride you was born with. Asagai doesn't care how houses look, Mama. He's an intellectual. Who? Asagai. Joseph Asagai. He's an African boy I met on campus. He's been studying in Canada all summer. What's his name? Asagai. Joseph Asagai. He's from Nigeria. Oh, that's a little country that was founded by slaves way back. No, Mama, that's Liberia. I don't think I never met no African before. Well, do me a favor and don't ask me a whole lot of ignorant questions about Africans. I mean, they do wear clothes and all that. Well, no, I guess if you think we so ignorant around here, maybe you shouldn't bring your friends here. It's just that people ask such crazy things. All anyone seems to know about it. Ah! All anyone seems to know about when it comes to Africa is Tarzan. Why should I know anything about Africa? Why do you give money to church for the missionary work? Well, that's to help save people. You mean save them from heathenism? Yes. I'm afraid they need more salvation from the British and the French. Ruth comes in forlornly and pulls off her coat with dejection. They both turn and look at her. Well, I guess from all the happy faces, everybody knows. You pregnant? Lord have mercy. I sure hope it's a little old girl. Travis ought to have a sister. Benita and Ruth give her a hopeless look for this grandmotherly enthusiasm. How far along are you? 2 months. Did you mean to? I mean, did you plan it or was it an accident? What do you know about planning or not planning? Oh, Mama. She's 20 years old, Lena. Did you plan it, Ruth? Mind your own business. It is my business. Where's he going to live? On the roof? There is silence following the remark as the three women react to the sentiment. Gee, I didn't mean that, Ruth. Honest. Gee, I don't feel like that at all. I think it's wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, really. Doctor say everything going to be all right? Yeah, she says that everything's going to be fine. She? What doctor you went to? Ruth, honey, what's the matter with you? You sick? Ruth falls over crying in hysterics. Ruth has her fists clenched on her thighs and is fighting hard to suppress a scream that seems to be rising in her. What's the matter with her, Mama? She be all right. Women get right depressed sometimes when they get her way. Now you just relax. That's right. Just lean back. Don't think about nothing at all. Nothing at all. I'm all right. All right now. That was a hint. And she says I'll be fine. She? What kind of doctor you went to? What do you think Ruth went to talk about? Hmm. The glassy-eyed look melts and then she collapses into a fit of heavy sobbing. The bell rings. Oh, that must be Asagai. All right. Yeah. All right, let's stop there. Okay. Because it's what Mama does is funny when Asagai comes in, but we'll stop there because it's kind of long. All right. So let's stop here. That was day 3. We'll say day 3. All right. Sorry about the kiddos coming in and distracting me, but that's life during crisis schooling. All right, people. I did put up an assignment today, answer some questions. I'm not going to make it, it's not due until Sunday. Not to wait until Sunday, but I don't want to make it due tomorrow. Because I asked Miranda what she had to do, and she listed off this a lot like this, the stuff she had to do still. So I changed it from Friday to Sunday, give you more time. And if something is going on and you can't get your work done, contact me ahead of time. All right, just let me know. Send me a message saying, "Hey, Mr. Shuck, what's going on? Can I have a little bit more time?" Or these are the struggles I'm having. What can we do about it? Can we fix it? Always, always, always. You are more important than a raisin in the sun. Your health, your well-being, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health are all more important than a raisin in the sun. I want us to do a Raise in the Sun. I want us to experience it. I want you to get the messages. I want you to know the themes. I want you to have that under your belt and add to your knowledge of the world and whatnot, but not at the expense of you. So if there's something going on, you let me know. All right. Okay, folks. I love you. I do. I know I say it, but I actually absolutely mean it. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow on this video. Okay.